Prophecy of the Last Days, Part 1. The Destruction of the Temple.
The temple is always so beautiful.
The temple is truly the pride and joy of us Jews.
Has the Creator God ever told any other nation to build a house for him?
What are you all doing?
Lord, look! Isn't the temple beautiful? Huge white marble stones and gold.
I tell you the truth. Not one stone here will be left on another. Every one will be thrown down.
What did the Lord just say?
He said this temple will be completely destroyed.
Really? But why?
What do you mean? Why? Just think about it. When the Lord returns in the future, won't He renew the whole world? At that time, won't even this temple be torn down? And won't He build grand, magnificent buildings?
Is that so? Then, when will that day come?
Well, I'd like to know that too.
The disciples thought the day the temple would be destroyed would be the same day Jesus would return. Jesus went up to the Mount of Olives, sat down, and looked toward Jerusalem. At that time, the disciples were full of questions.
When will the temple be destroyed, and when will Jesus return?
So the disciples came to Jesus and asked,
Lord, when will these things happen? And what will be the sign of your coming and of the end of the age? Please tell us.
Watch out that no one deceives you. For many will come in my name, claiming, I am the Christ, and will deceive many.
Jesus did not separate the destruction of Israel and the time of his return as distinct events, but spoke of them together. And he told them what to do when that time comes.
So when you see standing in the holy place, the abomination that causes desolation spoken of through the prophet Daniel, let the reader understand. Then let those who are in Judea flee to the mountains. Let no one on the housetop go down to take anything out of the house. Let no one in the field go back to get their cloak. Pray that your flight will not take place in winter or on the Sabbath.
About 35 years after Jesus spoke these words, one day in AD 66 something happened. The Roman governor Florus forcibly seized 17 talents from the temple.
The Roman governor dared to steal what belongs to God.
Let's fight! Let's fight!
The enraged people of Jerusalem rose up in rebellion. The revolt quickly spread throughout the country, and war continued from AD 66 to 70. Between AD 68 and 69, the city of Jerusalem was surrounded and cut off. Around the city, the abomination that causes desolation began to appear. The Christians realized what Jesus had meant when he said to flee to the mountains. But with the city surrounded, there was no way to escape. Then suddenly, near the end of AD 69 or early 70, Titus temporarily withdrew his troops from the siege of Jerusalem. Taking this opportunity, the Christians fled from the city and escaped to Pella, a hilly region east of the Jordan River, and their lives were spared. In the spring of AD 70, Titus returned and again laid siege to Jerusalem. He launched a final assault, and in August of that year, the city fell. The temple was set on fire and completely destroyed. According to the historian Josephus, about 1.1 million people died, and 97,000 were taken captive. Dear children, today's story was about Jesus' prophecy concerning the destruction of the temple and how it was fulfilled. Jerusalem, which had rejected and betrayed God's message, ultimately lost God's protection and was destroyed as a result. This event served as a foreshadowing of humanity's fate. On the final day, when people will once again reject and betray the message of God. Jesus foresaw this tragedy, and he wept and grieved over it. Only those who followed Jesus' words and found a place of refuge were saved from danger. Jesus didn't speak only of the destruction of the temple. He also spoke of the greater end times and his second coming. That story will continue in the next episode. Repeat after Jesus.
Pray that your flight will not take place
Pray that your flight will not take place
in winter or on the Sabbath.
in winter or on the Sabbath.
Matthew 24:20.
Matthew 24:20.
Well done. See you next week.
Goodbye.